Hello everyone, and welcome to this video in which we are going to revise the things that we have seen in units 7 and unit 8. So to get prepared for the test, the test will be on Saturday at 5 o'clock, from 5 to 6 o'clock. So I hope that everyone will be there on Google Classroom. So, and I said before that there was the ones who have problem with the Google Classroom, just contact me on my personal email and I'll show them how to do things. And even though they have problems with getting access to Google Classroom, I'll send them a link in order to do the test in another place. Okay, let's start. I asked you before in order to revise your lessons, you revise unit 7 and 8, and you try to do the exercise that you have in our books. At the end of every unit, we have a sort of revision. So we have revision on page 120, 121, and 122. So these are the questions that you have in the book. So the first one, it's about the use of hope and wish. I hope that you still remember the difference between the use of hope and wish. Just to recapitulate, I told you before that hope is used for things that are possible to happen, and it's in the present or the future, and which is the contrary of the present or contrary to facts. And we can use in the present or the future, but we use the past instead. Okay, so for this one, the first sentence, you visited your mother who is ill. And you notice that we have here the verb that is visited, so it is in the past. So the verb, what we use here is the wish, is not hope. So here we have the answers for these questions. I wish you visited your mother who is ill. You didn't visit. So this is opposite to the fact. And second one, we want to visit Asila next weekend. We hope it will be sunny day. So we use hope here because we're talking about the future and it's possible to be sunny. So we use hope. The third sentence, students wish their parents would allow them to participate in a volunteer work in a rural area. So why we use wish here? Because we have talking about the future, but we use would. We don't use will. If we have will, we use hope. If we have would, we use wish. The fourth sentence, she wishes. So that's you make the necessary changes. So the change that we need to do here is add es for she. She wishes her parents would stay with her. So the parents are not going to stay with her. So it's contrary to fact. So we have would for the future, and this is contrary to fact. So we use the wish, not hope. The last one, I hope I find the multimedia room open. So this is in the present, and we have the verb which is in the present too. So we use hope instead of wish. I hope this is clear. We'll move to the second one. So the second exercise on to page 121. So talking about functions, communication, advice, complaint, or suggestion. So we have in this this exercise some sentences, and in each sentence we have an expression of functions, the functions that we have. So the first one, let's join our effort to reduce the rate of unemployment. The expressions that we are using here is let's join, let us, let's. So let's we use for, yeah, it was for suggestion, so to suggest. The second one, people should respect the road code. So the expression that we are using here is good. So it is should. So when do we use should? Good, to give advice. Notice that after should we use the verb in the base form. It is not correct. It's not conjugated. And the same thing for let's. So we join the verb is not conjugated too. The third sentence we have, how about creating a mobile library for the rural areas? So the expression that we are using here is, that's correct. So how about, and how about, after how about we use verb in. How about creating? How about using? How about listening to music? So how about, what does it express? A suggestion too. Yes, correct. Why don't we appoint Tom for that mission? So the expression that we are using here is why don't. So after why don't, you remember that the lesson I posted before about suggestions, about advice. So here why don't we use, after why don't we use subject plus verb plus object. So it is a suggestion. Why don't plus a subject plus a verb plus the object. And the last one, Tom, whose deck is next to me, is to mine, is always smoking. So the expression is, where is the expression? Which one? So, yes, is always smoking. What is the expression that you are using here? It's the tense. The tense is the present continuous with the always. So when you use the present continuous with always, we express what? We complain. Yes. So if you use the present continuous with always, so for example, you are always arriving late. I'm complaining here. I'm not I'm not describing it, something. No, I'm complaining. So he is always smoking. So that's a complaint. So I hope that is clear. So two, you have this thing in your test. So just remember the expressions that we talked about in our lesson. The third exercise is about reported speech. What is a reported speech? It is when you report the words or the sentences of someone else. So they are not your words. So for example, how do you know this is direct? It means it is put between quotes or inverted commas. So these words, they are not mine. I'm happy to get this good news. I did not get any good news. We are on confinement. There is no good news. So our director told me, so these are the word of the director. Our director told me, what are the rules that we use to report? The first thing is the introductory verb, which is this one, told, which we see the tense. So it is the past, we make changes. If it is the present, we don't make changes. And I told you before, so forget about the present, just focus on the past. So we change the tense that we have in the sentence here. The tense, so from present to past, from past to past perfect, present continuous, past continuous, etc. And if you have any words related to time or time expressions, we need to change them too. And also we have some other changes about, for example, here, there, this, these, etc. We need to change them. So the tense that we have in this sentence is the present. I'm happy. So it becomes the past. I am happy. Our director told me that he was happy to get that news. This becomes that. So we change the subject pronouns so that we have, we need to change them too. So it's not I was, so we're talking about he, who is the director. The second one, Tahar bin Jalloun has written many interesting novels. So what is the tense? What is the verb? The verb is has written. What tense is it? The present perfect, correct, yes. So the present perfect becomes past perfect. We did not study past perfect, but I told you before that it's very easy. You just need to change have or has into had, and that becomes the past perfect. So the British journalist said that Tahar bin Jalloun had written many novels or many interesting novels. Good. The third one, last year I encountered some difficulties in English exam. I hope this time you will not find any difficulties with this online exam. It's very easy, don't worry. A student in my class announced to declare it. What did he declare? So this sentence, he declared this. He encountered, yes, so it is the verb is here is in the past. So the past becomes the past perfect, had encountered. So what is the past perfect? It's had plus the past participle. Just to inform you, I'm not including the past perfect in the test. Okay, so don't worry. We did not study it. Normally, we studied past perfect in the the second year of the baccalaureate. So he had encountered some difficulties in the English exam. The third sentence, there is a problem with this sentence. In fact, I hope that the master staff will change its negative attitude towards the multimedia room. Normally, we should not have said here. We need to choose the verb that we have here. So I hope, so because it's hope, and we return to the past, so the past becomes wish, it's not hope. So I just made it like it is. So he said that he hopes that the administrative staff would change its negative attitude. So what did we do here? So we have this verb, hope becomes hoped. Normally we should not do this. We should change here the said into wish. So it shouldn't wished that the administrative would change its negative attitude, because hope is in the present and wish is in the past. Hoped that the administrative staff will, we have here will, becomes would. And there is nothing else here to change, so it remains the same. The last one, associations are making great effort to improve the situation of the rural area. So to report this sentence, you have two ways to do this one. Why we have two ways? An official admitted that. So you notice that we are using some different reporting verbs. Admitted, here we have admitted. Admitted that the normal thing that we can say is we are changing with the tense that we have here in this sentence is are making the present continuous. Simply we transform it into the past continuous. But don't you agree with me that associations are still making great effort to improve the situation of the rural area? So this is still true, okay? So if it is still true, we don't change the time. We don't change the tense. It remains the same. So if the thing is still true, we don't change, okay? So we have two ways. Either you transform from the present to the past, or keep the same tense. So association are making great efforts, or were making great efforts. If you think that the association are no longer making great efforts, use the past. If you think that association are still making great efforts, keep the present continuous, the same. Okay, that's for the reporting sentences. The next exercise is wish. It's a little bit mixed about some tenses, some lessons. So the first one, I wish it was sunny. I wish it was nice today. I wish it was nice. And we said wish, it is contrary to fact. It's not true. So today is nice. No, today isn't nice. So it's contrary. I wish it was nice. It isn't nice, in fact. So it is this one. I wish you were with us. I wish you were. Is he with us? No, he isn't. Talking about the present, but it is contrary to fact. You aren't with us. Please forgive me. So here we are expressing what? Apologizing. Forgive me. It's for apology. It's not admitting. Let's start our revision. Let's, as we said before, it is for suggestion. It's not complaining. If I were rich, I would create an association that helps the disabled people. So this is conditional type 2. So we need conditional type 2. This is for something it's impossible at the time of speaking, the present. So if I were rich, am I rich? No, I'm not rich. Not about the past, no, about the present. But that would call this is any real past. It's not a real past. Okay. So we move to phrasal verbs. So phrasal verbs, we studied many phrasal verbs this year. I hope that you still remember some of them. These ones are very easy. I'm not going to include difficult ones in the test. So these are the particles or the prepositions that we need to add to the sentence, to the verb that we have here. The plane is going to take, which one? Yeah, correct. Take off. What does it mean take off? It means to leave the land. That's one meaning. The second meaning of take off is to remove. take off your shoes before you enter the house. No, because today is because it's coronavirus. You need to take off your shoes before you enter the home. No, keep the shoes out. Don't enter with your shoes inside your house. So second one is when it started to rain, we put off, down, on, after. So we put on our umbrellas. Yes, you put on the umbrellas. It's like putting on, it's like wearing, like a wearing umbrellas. We say wear, we are not, don't wear the umbrella, but you put on the umbrella. Don't throw, the third one, rubbish in the street. Don't throw away rubbish in the street. There is a rubbish bin. A bin, I hope that you know this bin, conteneur, حاوية الأزبال. A rubbish bin over there. Okay. Next one, who do you take after? Your father or your mother? So you take after, it means resemble. So the features, the appearance. So who do you take after? Your father or your mother? So this means resemble, تشبه. Karim was late this morning because his scooter broke down on his way. So broke down to stop functioning. I don't have other meanings of to break down. I must go to the airport to see John. What? Down, up, off. So yes, to see off. What does it mean to see off? Is to say goodbye. To say goodbye, to see off. To see John off, that means to say goodbye to John. Number 7, what are you looking for? Have you lost anything? To search for something. Look for. Yes, the last one. Would you mind filling in this form, please? Fill in is mean to complete, to write down, to, if you have a form or you have a questionnaire, you need to fill in. Okay, you need to remember these phrasal verbs. And you move to other ones. So here we have the verbs and we have the prepositions. So you need to mix the two in order to fill in the blanks here. So do we have one done for you? My mother is out, so I have to look after my little brother. So notice here it's take after. Take after, it means resemble. And here we have look after, it means you take care. Take care of my little brother. So hurry up, the bus. So which one do we use here? It's going to leave at any moment. You need to be in the bus. So we say, get on the bus. Get on the bus. Yes. Why don't you this jacket? I'm sure it will look very nice on you. Why don't you? Good. Try on. Why don't you try on these jackets? The third one, I must, these old newspapers, they make the place very untidy. I must throw away, or you can use another verb that does not exist in this list. I must get rid of these old newspapers. The fourth one, it took the fireman 2 hours. The fireman to 2 hours to do what? That huge fire. You need to, what's the verb is extinguish. Extinguish. What is the phrasal verb? The phrasal verb, put out. So yes, put out, it means to extinguish. It means تخمد in Arabic. The last one, do you believe in ghosts? Do you believe in ghosts? I don't. Okay. So that was the revision, that was a review of the past 2 units. I hope that you are ready for the test and everyone will be on time tomorrow, no, not tomorrow, the day after tomorrow on Saturday, and be ready. So good luck and goodbye and happy Ramadan for everyone. I hope to see you soon in our classrooms. If not, so happy Ramadan, happy Eid, happy Eid Kabir, happy everything. Thank you. See you next time.